Aime Césaire, Poetry, Surrealism and Négritude, celebrates the work and legacy of poet Aimé Césaire. The exhibition is organized by the Dalí Museum and co-curated by Bob Devin Jones, founder and artistic director of the studio at 620, and Peter Tush, the Dalí's curator of education. Hailing from the French Caribbean island of Martinique, Césaire was a poet, lifelong politician, and intellectual leader, with interests stretching from literature to political science to history. Césaire is particularly celebrated for his poetry, including Lost Body and Notebook of a Return to the Native Land. Born in Basse Pointe, a small coastal town of Martinique in 1913, Césaire learned to read and write at an early age and excelled in the French public school system. In the 1930s, after receiving a scholarship, he traveled to Paris. There he attended elite institutions of education. Césaire helped create the student literary publication Étudiant Noir, the Black Student, where he first coined the term négritude. Drawing on both dreamlike free associations of surrealism and anti-colonial politics, Négritude focused on embracing and celebrating Black identity. Césaire defined it as the simple recognition of the fact that one is Black, the acceptance of this fact and of our destiny as Blacks, of our history and culture. Back in Martinique with his wife, fellow writer Suzanne Césaire, he founded the journal Tropiques, which brought together a group of Martinican intellectuals to write anti-colonial poetry and essays influenced by surrealism, an avant-garde movement in art and literature that sought to release the creative potential of the unconscious mind. Césaire once said about his writing, "Surrealism provided me with what I had been confusedly searching for." In 1941, Césaire met surrealist leader André Breton, who became his friend and supporter. When Césaire's book-length poem Notebook of a Return to the Native Land was published in 1947, Breton said, "It is nothing less than the greatest lyrical monument of our times." Césaire also developed a close friendship with Pablo Picasso. Upon meeting, they immediately bonded, discovering a shared interest not only in communist politics and African art, but also in surrealism fascination with dreams and the power of the unconscious mind. They jointly published Lost Body, with poems by Césaire and images by Picasso. Here is an excerpt. Lay of Errantry, opening stanza, Aimé Césaire, Lost Body, 1949, translated by Clayton Eshelman and Annette Smith. Everything that was ever torn apart has been torn apart in me. Everything that was ever mutilated has been mutilated in me. In the middle of the platter, stripped of breath, the cut fruit of the moon forever on its way toward the to-be-invented contour of its other side. Being a great literary figure, Césaire was a well-respected politician. In 1945, he was elected mayor of Fort-de-France, Martinique, and deputy of the French National Assembly. In 1955, he published Discourse on Colonialism, a denunciation of European colonial racism, decadence, and hypocrisy. He retired from politics in 1993 after serving 47 consecutive years as mayor and died in Martinique in 2008 at age 94. Césaire's work, which confronted personal identity, Black cultural heritage, and the racial injustice of colonialism, is as relevant now as it was over 50 years ago. As a museum focused on the legacy of Salvador Dalí, who always daringly pushed perspectives, we hope that through this exploration of Aimé Césaire's poems, political activities, and strong ties to the literature of his time, this exhibition provokes thought, contemplation, and understanding of one such perspective.